Welcome back. Well, let's get in our research team. They're going to join us with what the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. This is our Power Prep segment. Let me go across to Vivek first up. Vivek, tell us what is the market setup looking like today?
Well, good morning. It's a largely positive set of cues. However, Asian markets today have taken it slightly on the chin with a muted opening. But let's have a look at how the global markets ended. Most of the US markets ended the session with gains, with the S&P 500 gaining over 1% and the Nasdaq ending up over 1.5%. Now, on the back of this, you also saw a lot of the European markets also ending largely with a positive bias, not as strong as the US markets. Coming closer to the gold prices actually ended higher by close to 0.5%, and also crude prices too actually saw a bit of a gain in yesterday's trading session on the back of a disruption as far as supplies were concerned. Coming closer to the dollar index continued its downtick closer to the 106.42 mark. As coming closer to the Indian markets, two key listings today, and that's something that the markets will keep a close eye on. Bikaji as well as Global Health, Medanta are the two companies that will list onto the exchanges and make their debut as far as the Indian stock markets are concerned. Asian markets are trending downwards with a negative tick, and also SGX Nifty, while at this point of time it is indicating a muted opening, it has recovered slightly from the morning lows that it witnessed.
Okay, it has recovered a tad bit. In fact, it's down just 32 points. A while back, it was down around 80 odd points. Well, that's about the market setup, but let's get in Surbhi. She'll talk about all the stocks that'll be in news today. Surbhi?
Few stocks that are on my radar. The first one is BEL, where the company signs 4 MOUs. The first one is with Yantra India. The second one is with SVC Tech Ventures, which is to manufacture and market heavy-duty blast doors. The third one is with Hindustan Shipyard Limited to capitalize on the emerging opportunities in the defense, non-defense and the export markets. And the fourth one is with Profense LNC to manufacture and market light weapons. Next is Hindustan Zinc and Vedanta. The board of Hindustan Zinc is going to consider a second interim dividend, and any dividend declared by Hindustan Zinc will be passed on to Vedanta shareholders. Next is Motherson Sumi Wiring, where the company will start trading ex-bonus today. The board had approved a bonus of 2 in the ratio of 2:5. And lastly, Sapphire Foods, where the lock-in period of the anchor investors expires today.
Okay, couple of stocks that will be in focus today. Surbhi, thank you so much for that list. And finally, Mangalam is joining in with a lot of cues from the F&O space. Hey, Mangalam.
A lot of cues indeed. We had the Nifty, towards the last hour of trade actually surge and close at above the 18,400 mark. It was the Nifty Bank which led the recovery in the second half itself. And now SGX Nifty is doing all things that it can this morning. At one point was down over 100 points, then recovered a tad, and now currently sitting with a cut of just about 40 odd points. The FIIs and the DIIs, both of them sold in the cash market yesterday, cumulative selling of close to around $100 million. But in index futures as well, there was not much action. The FIIs just bought about 110 odd crores. Both longs and shorts were added to the tune of 3,000 contracts, and as a result of which their longs were steady at 60%. What really took place was that there was a fair amount of short covering by call writers in the second half, and that's what accelerated the rally. Remember, yesterday we had spoken about how, the bears had written a lot of calls, and were the Nifty to sustain at high levels, there would be case for short covering, and that's exactly what happened. 45,000 short call contracts were covered, and at the same time bulls went ahead and wrote 65,000 put contracts. So that's telling you that they are hoping for some support. Where were the calls covered? Well, 18,350 call shed about 10 lakh shares in open interest. 18,300 call also saw a fair amount of short covering. At the put level, we saw writing at the 18,400 and the 18,300 put, and here's where the crux is. The market yesterday did not give any follow-through to those who wrote the calls. Are we getting to see some follow-through for those who will write puts? It is important for the Nifty to hold between that 18,300 to 18,350 mark to prevent these put writers from going ahead and covering their short positions, because if they start to cover their short positions, the market can go lower. Three things we have to watch out for. The put call ratio is at 1.25, nearly around that 1.3, 1.4 mark. We see a bit of a topping for the market in the near term. We see India WIX, which is at lower levels. So is it factoring in complacency? And finally, we have 5 stocks in F&O ban. Delta Corp joins that list as well. So that is something we have to watch out for.
All right. Okay. Those are all the stocks in news, the action from the F&O space market setup.